Content warning. Echo can be emotionally intense experience and may not be for everyone. Echo contains themes of adult nature, including violence, torture, drug usage, and harsh language. Viewer discretion is advised. My eyes have just adjusted to the point where I can even see the mask in his fur. Yeah, I wanted to come and get you in case we were going to try to hop the train. I look over my shoulder trying to listen for the train again. Little late for that, eh? Well, yeah, but I didn't want to leave you behind. Ah, I rub my face where I hit the branch. Listen, I don't know what's going on with Leo, but maybe we can go back and try to talk. Kuzo shakes his head. Nah, I don't think he's gonna listen. As much as I hate to admit it, Kuzo's probably right. Well, I'm not gonna leave you out here after everything we went through. I see a glint of white teeth as Kuzo gives me a small smile. Wow, well, thanks, man. But really, you should probably get back there before he. At that moment, I realized something. Wait, what are you doing out here? You said you saw someone. Because they'll shift slightly from one foot to another. I thought I did, at least. Like someone from town, or I think it was your friend. What? The fox, Jenna? Jenna? My eyes go
He's
wide.
calling you a pimp.
Oh my god.
The noun of chulo or chulo is apparently is pimp.
He's calling me a pimp? Oh my god.
We'll have better confirmation with DB, a native
Yeah,
speaker.
yeah, but like, oh my god. You could literally say anything in Spanish and it sounds romantic. My eyes go wide and I turn back into the darkness, squinting. Where? Where did you see her? Because it turns to look with me, then takes a few steps forward. Well, I was going back to my trailer after the whole thing with Leo. Then this fox girl just kind of jumped up from the side of my house. Where did she go? My heart's hammering in my chest now as I strain to see her. Jenna's been on my mind since the very beginning, and her absence has only been becoming more prominent after finding the others. Well, I think she went off in that direction. Katsuo points into the darkness. I could hear her running off, but then the footsteps stopped, so I thought she might have stopped and hid somewhere. Come on then. I motion Katsuo forward and step towards the blackness of the wilderness. Hold on. I was gonna grab a flashlight. There's no way we're finding anything out there at this time of night. You get them. I'll wait. Of course, I'm terrified of being left alone, but I'm also terrified of Jenna running away if I don't keep watch. I'm getting the feeling she might be under the same influence that Carl or TJ had been under earlier. You sure? Yeah, I want to stay here in case she comes out. I wave him away. Okay, but yell if something happens, alright? Okay. I feel like I should be giving them southern accents, like all of them, because they are from the southwest. Kutsu goes in and comes out with less than a minute, though it feels way longer than that. While he was gone, I risked a few loud whispers of Jenna's name, but I didn't get any response. Pretty soon, a beam of light is sweeping the dirt, sagebush, and cacti as we slowly make our way in the direction that Jenna had run. Apparently, it was through the backyard and out towards the desert. I'm worried that maybe she didn't stop running. Why was she running? Did she say anything? I whisper softly to Kutso as I follow along with him, one hand on his shoulder. No, just looked up at me and took off, looked terrified of something. I frowned, my paw tightening a bit in the raccoon's shoulder. Did Pixel join the Discord?
No.
Oh. Oh, apparently Leo's the main route. So this was technically the main route of the game. None of the others are that long except Flynn's, maybe. So this entire story is the main story. Which makes me think I shouldn't, like, that option to look at his phone to see that he was isolating us was supposed to be, we're not supposed to look at it, because earlier, like, the terms of endearment was coming through still, and the thought process of, like, he tried to isolate me was not in question after a while. Like, that's questioning. Maybe it's just because she doesn't know you, right? Maybe she was heading to Leo's place. Maybe. I try to focus on the sea of pale glow in front of me, the bright, cold light of the flashlight sucking the color of the desert. I'm going to drink my coffee. This is great, guys. Drinking coffee during high intense traumatic things is very good for your heart rate, but it's keeping me awake. The grays and whites all sort of blend together after a while, and the swinging motion of the beam starts to lull me into a weird hypnotic state. It's at this moment that I catch movement out of the corner of my eye on the right where the light isn't currently pointed. I hear a sound of shifting dirt and gravel, immediately followed by a bizarre, high-pitched snarl that makes me gasp in horror. I actually even pissed myself a little as I see a glint of white teeth. Kuzo tries to swing the beam back in the direction of the sound, and at that same time, I try to pull him back with the paw on his shoulder. Whatever it was, it hits Kuzo hard, knocking him back and sending me stumbling away to land on my ass. The flashlight rolls away from the raccoon's paw and shines into my face, briefly blinding me. I can sense a loud growling commotion right in front of me, along with the sound of Kuzo grounding. Numbly, I reach out and snatch the flashlight, then turn it on the sounds. First, I see Jenna, her ears back, teeth bared, swinging her paws at a crumpled heap on the ground. That heap was Kuzo, and he's got his arms up in self-defense, snarling back, his eyes wide. Jenna! Just like that, the snarl drops from her face and her eyes snap to mine. Chase? But then the position is suddenly reversed and Kuzo grabs the fox by the wrist and practically barrel rolls. Now Kuzo sits on her back as he keeps a hold of her wrist. Wait, stop! I rush over to them, grabbing Kuzo's upper arm, trying to pull his paw away from Jenna. It's okay, she's good. She recognizes me. Kuzo only hesitates for a moment before scrambling off the fox and backing away, breathing hard. Jenna quickly sits up, absentmindedly brushing off her shirt as she looks up at me. Oh my god, Chase! She says in a hushed whisper, putting a paw to her mouth. Jenna, are you okay? I reach down to help her, and she immediately goes in to hug me. I stand there awkwardly for a moment as she buries her face into my shoulder, gasping for breath. I'm not sure if she's crying or not. Are you okay? I ask again, patting her back awkwardly. Sorry, I'm fine. Jenna steps back and wipes under her eyes with the back of her paw. I didn't know where any of you were. Where were you? Jenna looks right for the most part, except for a bunch of dirt on her clothes and in her fur. But then I don't know if that's from before or after she was wrestling with Kuzo. I don't know. I was out in the desert and... It's still dark, obviously, but I can make out the frown on her face as she seems to struggle for words. Finally, Kuzo steps in. Hey, let's get to my trailer. We can talk it out in there, all right? Jenna silently nods and seems to really focus on Kuzo. Wait, who are you? I step in for the raccoon. This is Kuzo. He's a friend. He saved me a bunch of times. That seems to be good enough for Jenna. With that out of the way, we all head back towards the trailer. Quietly, Kuzo lets us into his trailer, opening the screen door slowly that it doesn't creak. He motions us inside and Jenna follows him behind me, pressing close. Do you still distrust the raccoon? I'm not up to date, but he seems like a good dude. I don't distrust him anymore. I think the distrust came from the fact that A, my character was chained down to a wooden platform with a mirror above his face and being tortured and traumatized by a large hillbilly bear who may be a closeted gay who's homophobic towards himself and possibly not on his like full mind, because like then there was a sequence after that where I escaped and it turned out to be a dream. And then throughout the entire panic, I thought Kuzo was going to turn us in. Because, like, we don't know much other than, like, he left the city because someone killed his partner in front of him.
Oof.
And he left the city because there was too many people. And the town of, I'd say, 100 was better for him. So I trust him now more over Leo. And I kind of wish I dated this raccoon. That raccoon is kind, attractive, and just like overall calming in these trying times.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
He gonna die.
And also, I like how all the artworks of like Chase is like there's a meme where like Chase is like looking at all the good aspects and bad aspects of Leo, and then on the bottom says conclusion: break up with him. Just leave him.
Straight up.
Yeah, but everyone's just addicted to the Wolfman. He motions us inside, and Jenna follows him behind me, pressing close. I suppose she has good reason to be wary of this place. She doesn't really know Kutso, and at this point, it's hard to even trust people that you know. Kutso closes the door and slides the locks in place. Jenna stands next to me in the small living room area, arms folded tightly against her body like she's hugging herself. We left our other two friends with a possible deranged Leo who is obsessively protective over me and does not know where I am. I just realized that.
Womp.
Ooh, boy, this is not good. Hey, you want to sit down? I gesture to the recliner, which Jenna stares at for a few seconds. I don't know. The fox ears are twitching around and pointed straight up. I turn to the small love seat set against the wall instead. Maybe there? I can sit with you. After a few more moments of staring at the couch, Jenna finally nods. She walks stiffly over to the couch, looking at it for a moment before finally sitting down. I notice 3 clumped up patches of fur on her back of her neck, and it takes a moment to realize that it's dried blood. Had someone attacked her? Had she hurt herself? Jenna still doesn't relax when we're settled, and is instead sat bolt upright, leaning hard against my shoulder. Much like her ears, her eyes are darting around mostly over to the curtained window to our right. Meanwhile, Kutso elects to sit in the empty recliner after turning it a little to face us. The scraping sound it makes on the floor causes Jenna to jump. Kutso pauses, blinking, and settles back in the recliner. Sorry, I really should put a rug under this thing. Jenna doesn't say anything and instead just looks back at the window. Kutso shifts awkwardly in the chair, then looks at me. I look at Jenna, trying to think of something to say. Jenna beats me to it. Do you know where the others are? TJ or Carl? Not Flynn. We're not going to talk about Flynn. We're not talking about the lizard man. Oh, yeah, they're at Leo's place. Them and Leo. Jenna frowns at me. Then why are we here? Let's go. She starts to stand up, but I reach out a paw, grabbing her arm. She flinches and yanks away from me, standing up fully. Sorry, I just hold on a second. Wait, it's complicated. Why? Jenna takes a step back from me, folding her arms, then looks in her. The look in her eyes is worrying, like she's starting to not trust me. Look, Leo, he's kind of uptight right now. I guess I just wanted to give him some space. Give myself some space, really, away from him. Kutso shifts in his chair again. He kicked me out, thinking things got a little heated between us. Jenna looks at Kutso, the deep frown still on her face. Why? Leo wouldn't do that without a reason. She looks back at me as if wanting some sort of confirmation. I nod. Leo isn't really himself right now. I'm really worried about him and also scared for my well-being and my emotional health after the entirety of this, because I clearly need sleep because I haven't slept in the past few days, and I clearly need a therapist. Can we just go over there and talk to him? I open my mouth, but I pause, trying to think of the right way to say it. I don't know. Not right now. I'm not leaving Kutso, so I'm gonna have to think of a way to get Leo to calm down. I am also considering just staying separate from him until we can get out of here, but I don't want to tell Jenna that. She looks stressed out enough as it is. Had I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if Leo is out there hunting for me right now. Not even looking for me, it's hunting. Odds are that he's going to come here eventually, maybe. Maybe he jumped the train already. That reminds me though. Oh yeah, we think we found a way out. Really? Yeah. Apparently, a train goes through here once in a while. We're thinking we can hitch a ride on it. Jenna takes that in, then just nods. The silence drags out for a minute or two before I finally lean towards her again. It's okay. Just sit down and relax for a minute. She does so with even more hesitance than the first time, sitting on the couch cushion like it might be a landmine. So, uh, where were you these past few days, if you want to tell me? I mean, Jenna stares at the floor, then shrugs. I don't really know. It's kind of a blur. I nod. Yeah, same. I guess it happened 3 days ago. I don't remember, but everything was normal until TJ woke up. It was like he was in a trance or something. I wasn't sure what's wrong with him. I thought he might have been having a seizure. Then I thought he wasn't. He was in a psychosis or some kind. He left the motel and just started running, so I followed him. He ran all the way to the lake, and I wasn't sure he was going to go in. But then he just stopped on the shore and stared at it. I caught up to him and tried to talk to him, but it was like I wasn't there. All he could say was, "Your name?" Chase. Chase, where's Chase? I think he was looking in the water for you. Jenna looks right at me. I don't know why. Do you? Of course not. I shake my head. I have no idea. Liar. The couch tilts, and so I sort of grabbed his shoulder to lead him back away from the lake. But then he turned on me and he sort of just changed. The water changed that day. My head's spinning and I brace my paws against the armrest, trying not to fall over. And he attacked me, clawed me up. And for the first time, Jenna sticks out her arms and pulls back some sort of fur where I see bits of crusted blood. You knew what water felt like. I had to run from him, and he chased me for a while. To everyone else? And as I did, I realized the whole town was different. Everyone was different. Suffocating. I swallow hard, still gripping into the couch, but Jenna doesn't seem to notice, and Kutsu's looking at her. The humming in my head finally starts to die down. You say he's at Leo's. Is he okay? Did he explain what happened? I shake my head, but only a little. I feel like I'm going to throw up. No, but he's been acting a little strange. I guess. I need to talk to him. Make sure he's actually okay. We will. Though, I'm not sure that she'll find him okay at all. So, what happened after that? It looked like you were hiding out there. Kusso gestures a paw out the window. Jenna covers her face with both paws, sighing deeply. Oh my god. Vibrating. That I'm not too sure about. After I ran, it all just sort of became a dream. Only remember bits and pieces. We wait a moment as Jenna seems to think. I remember I went back to the motel, I think, but then I saw something. Jenna pauses, then lets out a little humorless laugh. A thing I remember from my childhood. A monster, I guess. A monster? Yeah, like this thing. Jenna waves her paw in front of her face. Had like a red face. And I don't know. I thought I saw it in my closet a few times as a kid. Felt like it was chasing me. What do you think it was? Jenna laughs hollowly again. I don't think it's anything. I must have had my own little breakdown after seeing everyone else's. Jenna sighs, deeply sitting back in the couch. Now we're bringing monsters into the equations, yeah. But then you guys came along and now I think everything's clear. Jenna leans back for a moment, breathing deeply, and for the first time, it seems like she's relaxing a bit. She turns her attention back to Kutso.